Hello guys, you're welcome to another dimension. My name is Dami. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to attach applique to a dress. So, here is the applique I'm going to be attaching to this beautiful piece. If you want to see a video on how I made this beautiful dress, I'm going to link it in the description box, so please check that out. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make sure that the applique is positioned. Okay, so once you're satisfied with the position, you can go ahead and pin it down. There are different appliques out there. There are some of them that you have to just iron it down, but this one does not have a glue, so I'm going to be unstitching it, and then I'm going to show you the trick on how to stitch them properly. So after pinning down the applique on the dress, the next thing you want to do is to grab your needle with the matching thread, and then you start to attach the applique to the dress. So what you want to do is to make sure that all your stitches falls under the applique. Make sure it's not falling under where you have some net materials, because like for instance this applique that I have, it has some net material, so make sure your needle does not go under that net part. So just try as much as possible to hide all your stitching under the solid part of the applique. So I'm going to start. I'm lifting it up, passing my needle through. Okay, and then I secure the needle. I already have a knot on my thread. So I have my thread now on the dress. So I go on into the applique, make 2 knots and drag it. Okay, but just make sure that you are not pulling this thread too much, because if you pull too much, it's going to shrink your dress. It's going to make your dress it can basically deform your dress, so, and you don't want that. You've labored a lot to make this dress. You don't want anything to spoil it. Okay, so I'm just making my knot again and pulling it under. So you can sew as many knots as you can, but you don't necessarily have to stitch every corner, every single part of the applique. Just make sure you tack it down at a reasonable number of places. So I'm going to keep going. One more tip I have for you guys is to make sure that when you're passing your needle, let me try to get closer to the camera here. So when you're passing your needle, for instance, I'm done attaching this part, I need to attach this leaf also. If I go straight down on that from here to here, then this thread is going to show under. I don't know if you can see that, and you don't want that to happen. So what you can do is to pass your needle into the fabric, but make sure you're not coming out here. This is not my needle, this is the pin. So you don't want all the stitching to appear here. You still want the inner part of your dress to be neat as well. So just try to pass your needle into the dress, and make sure it falls only in between the main fabric and the lining fabric. It shouldn't come here. It shouldn't show here. Okay, so once you've done that, pull it out, and then you can stitch this leaf now. It's very easy and simple. You just have to stick to some tricks which I'm telling you. You just have to make sure you're following those simple tricks. So, and like I said, try not to pull your thread too tight. If you pull it too tight, it's going to make your dress look it can undulate. Yeah, I think that's the right word. It can undulate your dress, so try not to pull it too tight. So I'm going to keep stitching. And once you are done attaching a particular part, you can take off the pin and just keep going. Okay, you lift it up again. So this is how to attach your applique like a professional. If you are doing it in a way that your thread is showing under the applique, it doesn't look professional, and that's not what you want. You want it to look seamless. You don't want the thread to show. You want it to look like it's been glued or something, but actually it's been unstitched. Okay, and another tip I have for you guys is to try and use a thin thread. Okay, because there are some thread out there, they are so thick that, you know, it's so easy to show. So try to use a thick and matching thread. Okay, so I have one more trick for you. If you are done stitching this one particular part, for instance, and you need to go to, let's say I'm done stitching this leaf, I want to come to this part, and you just need to pass your needle, but you don't want to go in between the fabrics. You can just go with the back of your needle, so that you don't pin the dress if you're going through the front of the needle. So just go with the back of the needle like this, so it comes out easily, exactly where you want it to come out. Okay, try not to pull too tight. And like I said, you don't have to stitch, you don't have to really stitch all the parts. So just make sure you tag, because it's actually beautiful when you can still lift it up a bit. So you need to still be able to lift it up at some point. Let's say you stitch here, it's okay to leave this part flapping up like that. Remember, it's a 3D applique, so it's okay to have some couple of parts, as long as you have it well fastened and secured. So you can make it firm but not tight. Okay, and if you have made the mistake of pulling it too tight, just stretch your fabric this way. Before you make a knot, just stretch it out and it's going to even out. But make sure you do that before you make a knot. And just in case you want to see more up close of what I'm doing, in case you were not able to see it clearly the other time, I'm going to bring you closer now and I can show you. Okay, so I pick the fabric, then I pick it with the applique like that, and I make 2 knots and I pull it, not too tight. Okay, so one more time, I pick the fabric, making sure not to touch the lining, and I pick it with the applique, make a knot or 2 and tie it, and that's it. So this is what it looks like once I'm done. Everything is nice and intact, and my fabric is still in place, as you can see. Right, so here are the edges, everything is so flat and nice. Okay, so if you want to see the tutorial of how this dress is made, you can check the description box. I'm going to provide the link and you can check it out. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and if you have any question, you can leave a comment for me down below. Be sure to subscribe because I post a video once a week, so you don't want to miss out, and remember to turn on the notification bell once you subscribe. That's the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day. Bye.